na moru chumena mataka ko ni rawone ni biba ko mataka ke misa wapo ni ana di sambulu bidang na sero gori sana churi kilo na moru chumai tuna sele ni sambula oyo Mr. Ben kelapa na magikira ni biba mataka moni chikira borumbu kama na ono kene diwa ena bula FM
This is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. In tonight's bulletin, Employers Federation wants amicable solution in labour issues. Education Ministry wants an improvement in results of external exams. And Sodelpa appoints suspended MP Ratu Nainga Malalam as its president. The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation believes all parties need to put aside their differences and find common ground. Reacting to the standoff between the government and unions in relation to the joint report to the International Labour Organization, Federation Chief Executive Nesbitt Hazelman says Fiji can't afford to drop the ball. Edwin Nunn reports.
The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation sees itself as a mediator of sorts, bringing the government and the unions to the negotiation table.
As far as we're concerned, we've signed an agreement, we've put our name to it. There's only 6 points that we need to discuss, and we will address these issues within the ambit of the ERAB, which is the Employment Advisory Board.
Nesbitt Hazelman says there's no room for politics when it comes to issues that put Fiji's economy at stake.
It's unfortunate that some of the parties have seen fit to discuss issues that may not truly reflect what we are supposed to do. So from the employers' perspective, we're very positive about getting the parties together, and we will work extremely hard to ensure that Fiji doesn't go to a commission of inquiry.
The government and the Fiji Trade Union Congress don't see eye to eye on provisions for essential service and the right to strike. Employers believe there is a middle ground that satisfies everyone.
I think we've achieved quite a bit since coming back, although be it slow in what we expected in terms of our meetings. But what we need to do is actually sit down and negotiate. And regardless of the time it takes, we need to be able to sit down and openly negotiate these things. Of course, there'll be differences.
Fiji has until November to file a joint on freedom of association and other labour issues, or the International Labour Organization could send a commission of inquiry to Fiji. Edwin Nunn, FBC News.
The Ministry of Education has set its sights on ensuring students get better marks in external exams. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy is not pleased with the results of last year's exams. Julie Vatuwaliwali with this report.
The Education Ministry is seeking to improve education because of the declining results in the schools around the country. Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says the results were shocking.
Of the entire students in this country who set for year 13 mathematics, only 15.5% passed, original row score. Of the entire students who set for biology last year, only 14.2% of the students passed. Of all students who set for biology exam. Of all students who set for chemistry exam last year, year 13, 10.4% of the students passed.
Dr. Reddy says teachers first need to improve their skills in order to enhance the learning environment.
We have a very important role. We are in custody of children in shaping their destiny, in shaping their mind, in shaping their intellectual ability to make decisions based on logic reasoning.
Dr. Reddy believes teachers must be able to reach out to individual students and form a bond which nurtures teaching and learning rather than standing in a classroom all day without achieving desired results.
The responsibility that we have is enormous. I tell my colleagues that we have the responsibility of shaping the future of this country, to shaping the young minds.
The Ministry of Education is responsible for 170 high schools and 700 primary schools all over Fiji. Julie Vatuwaliwali, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorenga Bainimarama says one of the most testing choices faced by the Melanesian Spearhead Group this week is related to the issue of West Papua. A MSG leaders meeting in Solomon Islands has agreed to admit Indonesia as an associate member. Bainimarama says Fiji has been guided by a number of overriding principles in approaching the West Papua issue. He says the MSG has no choice but to deal with Indonesia and in a positive and constructive manner in order to deal with West Papua. The ULMWP had sought membership of the MSG but will have to settle for observer status. Bainimarama says the ULMWP should not regard this as a defeat but an opportunity. Now, the Social Democratic Liberal Party has elected suspended parliamentarian Ratunengama Lalambalavu as its new president. SODELPA General Secretary Pio Tambaiwalu confirmed party members nominated Ratunengama to replace Ratu Silivenusewangausa, who resigned recently. Tambaiwalu also says they are also looking ahead to the 2018 elections.
We are starting to lay plans for the 2018 elections. It's 4 years is quite a short time politically, so I think we have to prepare well for that one. In fact, in the last elections we had a very short time of preparation, so we're just trying to put the structures in place.
SODELPA's annual general meeting was held in Suva today. The fight against non-communicable diseases is getting harder. NCDs continue to be the leading cause of deaths in Fiji and a regional state of health emergency in some Pacific countries. The subject is being discussed at a 3-day joint conference between the Fiji College of General Practitioners and the Gold Coast Medical Association in Nadi. Christopher Chand reports.
Over 200 participants have converged in Denarau. Almost half are doctors from the Gold Coast. This conference is being held under the theme NCDs and General Practitioners.
NCDs is a great tsunami that threatens to just roll over the Pacific Islands. It's one of our greatest challenges that we have.
Alarm bells on lifestyle diseases and the high death rate have been ringing for years. The Pacific still has some of the highest rates of NCDs in the world. Diabetes, heart diseases, strokes, cancer and other NCDs are killing off the Pacific's population.
It's beginning to touch the lives of those who are the youth and the young that here in Fiji. Here in the Fiji and the Pacific, NCDs have taken a firm grip on our population and it is shaking us to our very core. The challenge for us, as I said, is not so much about NCDs in general, but the fact that it's moving down to the younger, to the population.
General practitioners or private doctors are now discussing how this losing battle can be won through greater awareness and policies.
But I emphasize, this is a national issue. It involves all doctors, GPs and government doctors, ministry, and most importantly, it involves the people. Because we're not going to change this tsunami, we're not going to stem it unless the people become involved.
This conference is important in many aspects, one of which is the inclusion of general practitioners in policy ideas and hearing from experts directly involved in treating people suffering from NCDs. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
The Health Ministry is looking at ways to retain nurses and plug the shortage of skilled labour in the medical sector. Chanel Stephen reports the ministry is looking for the best possible solution.
Shortage of nurses is a global phenomena, and the government has recently upped its nurses intake to ensure services to people aren't affected. Director Nursing Selina Wanga says they are also working on strategies to keep these nurses.
You know, the shortage of nurses all over the world is a global issue. It's going to be there all the time, and really because of nursing migration and all that. We have addressed that. We've never relaxed and sat back. We have addressed that. The government has given us additional 510 nurses from 2010 to 2012. They've okayed another 1,000 nurses from 2014 for the next 5 years.
Nurses make up 60% of the entire workforce at the Health Ministry, the front of any and all hospital services.
Yeah.
How good are the graduates?
Okay, that's something that we are looking at constructively. The education system has changed. The way nursing education has changed as well. So we have to do a lot more mentoring and coaching when the nurses graduate and come to mainstream nursing.
With the ever-changing nature of globalization and labor movement, the ministry is left to try and stay one step ahead of the game and continue to keep nursing in Fiji attractive. Fijian nurses are well regarded in the region and are highly marketable in countries like Australia and New Zealand. And Fiji has always fought a one-sided battle in trying to convince those experienced nurses to stay and work for the country. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Well, stay tuned. In the news ahead, local cooperative launch to target US market.
If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker.
Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. A new cooperative concept will see Fijian products sold in American stores and vice versa. This is the concept behind the Fijians Helping Fiji cooperative, which was launched at Furnival Park in Suva today. Savaira Tambua has more.
There are more than 300 members in the Fijians Helping Fiji cooperative, with a sister organization called Americans Helping America. Founder Dr. Halleman Hansen says the partnership can help Fijians move out of poverty and create jobs for farmers.
I get to run into some of the Fijian people which come to America looking for kind of opportunity to be able to start something new in America to help the minority disadvantaged, or what we call it in the rural area. So I was so interested with that.
Local products which will be shipped to the U.S. will target former citizens and South Pacific communities. Commodities in demand include root crops, greenery, fruits, seafoods, handicrafts, and others such as mbalambala heads and coconut husks. Fijians Helping Fiji member Sakiasi Weitongavi says this initiative will revive the philosophy of Solisolevaki, or working together within the Itoke community.
We leave aside, set aside everything, and we come together and work together for the benefit of all the members of the villages, the community.
The Department of Cooperative has welcomed the venture.
We did the necessary assessment, and after the assessment we have registered the cooperative.
Cooperative members will be taught how to add value to their products before the first shipment in the U.S. Americans Helping America will send over the products to be sold by its local partner. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Now, the new authorized vehicle freight charges for boat or ship passage will not be implemented from the 1st of July, as earlier stated by the Fiji Commerce Commission. The Commission, in a statement, says a date on when it will come into effect will be announced later. However, no reason has been provided on the decision. Meanwhile, authorized passenger fares for boat or ship passage and authorized general cargo freight charges for boat or ship passage will come into effect from 1st of July. Amendments to inter-island shipping fares and freight charges in the maritime islands in Fiji were made under the Commerce Commission Decree 2010. The Indonesian government has commended Fiji's domestic violence laws. In a recent visit to Indonesia, the Minister for Women, Rosie Akbar, was told by her counterpart, Johan Yambisi, that Fiji's laws are well advanced compared to Indonesia. Shireen Lata reports.
Minister Rosie Akbar says a consolidated effort is needed to address domestic violence in developing countries, and she is grateful that the Indonesian government has taken an interest to work on such areas with Fiji.
The purpose of the visit was to foster goodwill and also to strengthen cooperation between the two countries as per the MOU, and also to learn from Indonesia some of the best practices that they have that we can replicate in the country. I believe there's learning for both countries. Indonesia can learn from us, and of course we can learn from Indonesia, because in Indonesia we have seen that the women are very strong in value adding to their products, and that is something that we want to encourage women in Fiji to do.
The Fijian government delegation also took the opportunity to explain about some of the significant plans and programs of the Fijian government to safeguard the rights and interests of women in Fiji. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
Construction of the new remand centre is underway at Natambua Prison in Lautoka. Commissioner of Corrections Colonel Ifiremi Vasu says it will take 3 years to build the new centre. Motisoni Rekandroka reports.
The $1.9 million new remand centre in Lautoka will be a 2-story building with dormitory facilities and will house over 90 prisoners.
The new remand centre in Lautoka has been going on well. Western builders will be handing over the first building this weekend, and the administration block is currently under construction at the moment.
Colonel Vasu says they are working by the budget and the plan that was given to them by the government. He adds he has not received any reports from the Human Rights Commission's office, but he has read in the newspaper about the overcrowding of cell blocks in Natambua prison.
That's been why we have requested government for us to build additional accommodation at Natambua, just to accommodate the overcrowding that we have in Natambua. But in the next month also, that will be thing of the past, when they'll move over to the new remand blocks, which will be handed over to us this weekend.
Vasu says in the next month or so, that will become a thing of the past when the remand prisoners will move to the new remand block, which will be handed over to the Fiji Corrections Service this weekend. Watisuni Rekandroka, FBC News.
Coming up in sports, schoolgirls soccer competition kicks off in the southern zone. And 4 Fijians feature in Super 15 rugby semi-finals tonight.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Boulevard. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading FBC Sports tonight, the Fiji under-23 side defeated the Wellington Phoenix Academy 2-1 at the ANZ Stadium in Suva this afternoon. Captain Rosiate Matararenga and Savinatha Nakalevu scored the home side's goals in the second half after the Kiwis had taken a 1-0 lead at halftime. And the match between Fiji senior side and Wellington Phoenix is now underway, with the scores levelled at 1-1 in the second half. The host scoring through captain Roy Krishna in the 24th minute. And the return matches will be held on Tuesday at Govind Park in Ba. The Fiji Football Association ground in Vatuanga, Suva has been a hive of activities as girls pit their soccer skills against each other. The association has launched the Southern Zone Girls Under-14 competition, which will serve as a stepping stone for female players with dreams to make the national side. Chalendo Dakadaka reports.
4 schools competed in the Southern Zone Girls competition yesterday. Organizers hailed the enthusiasm and skills displayed by the players, as this is the grassroots level for female players.
We are having these tournaments to feed our under-17. Our next qualified age group is under-17 girls, and from there we'll have under-20 and we'll have our national team. By doing this, we see we are helping our national women's team.
Similar zone competitions were held in the Central and Western divisions. Following yesterday's tournaments, players that impress are then selected to attend coaching clinics every Saturday to nurture their talents.
It would be great to thank the teachers, because these are some of the people that are helping us with our work. Otherwise, the full time we need more development officers to look after our girls.
Such competition paved the best way forward for female players to realize their dreams on the football field. Thailand, FBC Sports.
Nandi maintains its unbeaten form in the Skipper Cup competition after defeating Vatukola 21-17 at Theodore Park. The Jet Setters returned to the top of the points table to be equal with Suva, the only other unbeaten side in the competition. Well, in other results today, National Sevens rep Josiah Winnie scored 2 tries to help Neitasiri defeat Lautoka. Northland beat Overlau, Namosi thrashed Tavua, and Maduata tasted victory for the first time this year over Tailevu. The Fiji National Rugby League held its annual general meeting in Suva today. The meeting covered important issues which included the election of a new board at the Studio 6 apartments. The AGM was closed off to media coverage, but officials say a statement will be released later this evening. Well, the finals of the Suva Primary School's netball competition was held at Lodhala Bay today. It was not only a tough battle amongst the youngsters for bragging rights, but also a chance to be selected for provincial duties later in the year. Chalendau Dakadaka reports.
The Suva Primary School's netball competition ended in spectacular fashion at the National Netball Centre today. 19 schools took part in the competition from the under-9 to the under-14 grades.
Throughout the season, what we have noticed, the girls have really given their best. The talents and the skills that they have, we are so proud of these young netters.
This competition will be the selection ground for players to be named in the Suva team for the inter-district tournament as well as a development tour overseas.
Zemba will be touring Australia. 3 teams will go to Australia. It's like a development for our girls. And we hope that these young players will become future netballers of Fiji. Last year, some of our girls represented Team Fiji in the primary schools to New Zealand.
This competition is the breeding ground for national reps and could probably unearth the next generation of the Fiji Pearls. Thailand, FBC Sports.
Vaetu Primary School took out 3 age grade titles in the under 14, 13 and 10 categories. St. Marceline Primary claimed the under 11 grade title, while Holy Trinity Primary won the under 9 category. Fine weather prevailed over most parts of the country today, but the temperatures did not climb above 30 degrees. A trough of low pressure lies to the north of the Solomon Islands. Meanwhile, another trough lies over Tuvalu and extends southeastwards over Futuna, Samoa and the Southern Cooks. Looking at temperatures, maximum temperatures remain below 30 today. Savusavu peaked at 24, Suva 25, Nandi and Ba 26. You can expect temperatures to dip even lower overnight. Nandarivatu can expect 16 degrees, Ba 17 and Lambasa 22. As for the forecast to midnight, far and apart from light brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, it should be cool at night. And the outlook for Monday, no major changes are expected. Our headlines, once again, the Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation believes all parties need to put aside their differences and find common ground on labour issues. The Ministry of Education has set its sights on ensuring students get better marks in external exams. And the Social Democratic Liberal Party has elected suspended parliamentarian Ratunainga Malalam as its new president. On to our poll question this week. Are you satisfied with the services provided by municipal councils? Visit our FBC website to take part. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.